Well, hello everyone and welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And this time we've got some updates. So if you haven't opened up Raid Shadow Legends in the last day or two, these updates have just come in and I thought I would take a minute and get on the bandwagon with everybody else that's going to be talking about this and share these updates with you. So what we have, if you go over to your news, and it'll pop up as you open the game and it has to download and install the update and everything. You got this thing here, update news version 2.10.0, and if you read this, you find out that there's been some changes to certain champions. We have login rewards again, which is a really big deal for me. I really like the login rewards. I mean, my best champion is Sile of the Drakes from the last batch of login rewards. So every day that you log in, you'll get one of those rewards, and you'll work your way up towards these champions that they're offering if you log in. And they have now added this special marketplace, I forget what they want to call it, to the tag team arena. And I just want to kind of give you my overall, the Bazaar is what they're calling it. I want to give you my overall first impressions as far as everything is concerned. First of all, if you go over to your portal, you can go here to Fragment Summon. And this guy wasn't moving around or doing anything. Yeah, he's a statue right now. But this is the one guy that they're saying that you can get with fragments. It takes 100 fragments to get him. I'm hoping they keep the cost low on the fragments. If it's 100 gold bars per fragment or 1,000 gold bars per fragment, this would be nearly impossible to get these. I hope they keep it under 50 or less. But we'll have to see what they do on that one. I'll show you a little bit about how the tag team works. I do not have any way to get into a battle right now because I've used up my allotment. I wasn't thinking very clearly when I got in here. But I can kind of show you around a little bit. So I did 3 fights. I won all 3 battles in each fight. And as a result, I ended up from that 45 gold bars. So 15 gold bars per fight, possibly 5 gold bars per opponent defeated, and that seems to be the case. If you look here, we've got 5 gold bars now showing up on all of these in my particular tier, which looks like bronze 1. Now the flaws that Salt has mentioned in his video on the arena are continuing even through Tag Team Arena, but it's not as bad at Tag Team Arena right now. You're getting some really ridiculous looking champion matchups now, even in the lower tiers. Like this one here is like the beginning tier, and it should be a lot easier than it currently is. The difficulty's ramped up way too high. This is the Bazaar, and right now this is what I have access to, and apparently as you go up in your ranking, and I don't know how you're going to do that, good luck if you're just starting the game, because it's going to be impossible. I mean, I've been working at the bronze where I am right now, and I'm a medium level player at least, and I can't get past bronze level 1. I mean, I've been fighting and fighting and fighting, and I can't get anywhere. And I win most of my battles that I do my attacks, but I lose most of the defense. So good luck for you if you're just starting out, because until they fix that, it's going to be incredibly difficult. But you can probably get access at least to these. This is access to bronze. As you go up each level, you'll have access to the previous level. So if you get here to silver, you'll get silver and bronze. And if by some miracle you get up here to gold, you'll get gold and silver and bronze. And it looks like some artifacts are showing up here in the silver and gold. I'm hoping the fragments will be available on all tiers, but if they aren't, then that's going to be disappointing as well. And you can see that the price here, they've really... some of the prices I think might be reasonable. Salt will probably break down and tell you the actual value if it's actually worth any of this, but I don't think it's horribly unreasonable. But it depends on how hard it is to win a battle and how many battles you can win. I'll know by the end of tonight after I go through my 10 see what kind of gold haul I have at the end of the day once I finish my 10 fights, and then I'll maybe I can put a comment and update you, or maybe I'll do an update video on this. Initial impressions are, if they fix the problems with the difficulty right now and make this so that in the bronze tiers you're only seeing a maximum of people at level 50. And you're not seeing any level 60s, you're not seeing any 6-star ascended. If they can do that and make that's the way the bronze should be. It should be no higher than 50 at max. And none of these 6-star ascended should be here. And really there shouldn't even be any 5-star ascended. There should only be level 40 at the max here in bronze. And in silver is where you'd be hitting the 50s and occasionally a 60. And then in gold is where you would be hitting the 60 6-star ascended. That's how it's supposed to be. Salt did a video on this and he had some ideas how Polarium could fix it, but I don't know if they will get around to that or not. I don't have a bad team. My team isn't great, but I usually win most battles. So this is my first team. It's my strongest team per their instructions. This is my second team I put together, and it's working sometimes. When it works really good. A lot of the time, though, or I shouldn't say a lot of the time, I should say there are many battles that I get into where it seems like this particular team isn't as good. And I don't know if it's because the other team's second team was just better. I thought this was a pretty good matchup, but maybe I have to adjust this a little. But I'm not having much trouble with my third team here. This one's working really well. So if I don't win the second battle, I usually end up winning the third. Power isn't great, as you can see here in my teams. I've got like, what is it? They don't say here very clearly. I think it's like 70 and 40 and 50 or something like that for the power that I have. So I'm doing okay. I usually fight on auto. It might be different if you fight on manual, but the difficulty curve is way too hard right now. But the Bazaar looks promising, and we'll see how this whole, the special artifacts, which I'm intrigued about, and the fragments they're going to give us fragments for champions, which I didn't really go over. I should have been more clear about that. I showed you there in the portal, but if you read the news article, you can see that you will get these fragments, and you can use these fragments. It looks like 100 of them for an epic, so it's probably going to be 1,000 for a legendary, but each one of these fragments you collect, you'll be able to slowly build your way towards one of those champions. But let's take a look at the champions that we can easily get, which is just by logging in every day. I've already logged in my day for today. We get, and I haven't looked at these yet, so you're not going to look at them first time together here. Unless you've already been in and looked at them, of course, but this is first time for me. So we get Tanix, Hateflower, Grush the Mangler, and Vizix the Unbowed. So let's see who we have here. I'm clicking on this one, and we've got a view. So our Tanix Hateflower is a support-based champion. She has a first skill of attacking 2 times at random. There might be some background noise. It sounds like somebody's barking, maybe a delivery truck's here, I'm not sure. Heals all allies by 3% of this champion's HP. So you're going to want to focus on getting her HP really high. And she might need speed because she's using some speed debuffs here. You're going to want to be able to get that going. Yeah, it looks like you're going to want speed and HP on her main focus. She looks promising. Let's take a look at this one here. I like the name and I like this hammer, man. That's like awesome right there. It has my kind of dental work. So attacks one enemy, 50% chance of doing a leech. She's a defense-based champion, that's good. Decrease attack debuff, decrease critical damage debuff. Now that's interesting. I haven't seen very many champions that decrease critical damage. Attacks all enemies, 15% continuous heal, that's pretty good. 7.5% continuous heal on all allies for 1 turn if at least 1 enemy is hit with a critical hit. This is pretty good. That would be a total of about 23% healing, 22.5 or whatever it is percent healing. Don't forgive me for my math work. If he does a critical. So if you focus on his, I don't know if it's his critical or other people's critical, but if you focus on your critical damage and your critical rate on your champions, which is what you should be doing anyway, along with speed, you're going to be able to get this guy to shoot off that heal, and that would be kind of nice. Now our legendary, this is the one that I'm most looking forward to, but is she worth it? Let's find out. This is Vizix the Unbowed. She is a Void champion, which is cool. She's legendary, which is cool. What do we have here? Attack an enemy 2 times, 80% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 10%. Fills this champion's turn meter equal to the amount of the target loses. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see what else she has. Attacks all enemies. 75% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff and a shield buff on this champion. So you're going to want to focus on her HP again, because you'll get her a shield up to 20% of her max HP. And places a provoke debuff on a target for 1 turn. 50% ally protection buff on all allies. Okay, so this is going to be useful in the arena once you have her ascended. You'll see a lot of people using that one Ogren character to put this ally protection buff on the opponents you're fighting, and it can make it really difficult with a good healer to defeat the team, so she'll be really good in the arena. Yeah. So I could see some promise with her. I don't know how she'll fit yet. I'd have to get her and know, but it's going to be 270 days, but then I'll know, I guess. Speaking of shield, I noticed something, and I hadn't mentioned it before, but I noticed that for whatever reason, my Solus every once in a while randomly generates a shield, and I've never figured out why or how he is generating this random shield. It's really cool when it happens, because it's helped me win a couple of times, and I don't know what sparks it. I'm looking really quick to see if I can figure it out, because I don't think it was listed in here. It does have a shield here. Attacks all enemies. Places a shield buff on this champ for 2 turns equal to 30% of the damage inflicted. So when he does his Reign of Terror, okay, and he does his Provoke. I never really noticed that before. That's pretty cool. It's a really useful skill, so I've got to figure out maybe how to work this up, get some skill books, and skill him, get his skills up. Okay, so we've talked about the Tag Team Arena, the Bazaar is coming in, we've talked about the login rewards and the new champions coming. I don't know much about the various champion updates. I don't have a lot of the champions that are going to be affected by that, but they're going to be doing some changes, I guess, in which you're fighting, but we've got some bugs fixes here. Here's the champion fixes. So they're affecting right now Tormund the Cold. Looks like he's going to become a little more powerful because they've added some stuff to fix some things with him. Lightsworn, Cruatraxa, Fullies, Houndspawn. So this might be intriguing because this Ignore Defense Shattering Strike, if you get his attack rate through critical damage and critical rate, not actual attack percentage up, he would be able to maybe kill somebody with a good bite. And he's pretty easy to get. Okay, well, it looks like people at home, I better wrap this up. We'll call that good for now. Let me know what you think of these updates. Subscribe if you like these kind of videos. I've got more coming. I'm going to talk about some clan stuff later. If you liked the video, put a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, put a thumbs down. Give me some feedback. Let me know what's going on. Check out my other content. I'll see you guys in the next video.